What if next April, instead of writing a check to the IRS, you got a $52,000 refund instead? And what if before that year was over, you grown your net worth by another $56,000 on autopilot? That's exactly what one of our clients did, and today I'm going to walk you through the core moves that made it happen. My name is Preston, and I share real strategies that help families keep more of what they earn, grow it faster, and stop playing defense when it comes to taxes. Most people build wealth slowly. They earn, they pay taxes, and they invest what's left. But what if we flip that script completely? That's exactly what this client did, and you're going to see exactly how. For privacy's sake, we're going to call this client Sarah. Her and her husband had two clear goals. First was to eliminate federal taxes on their $161,000 salary, and number two, accelerate their timeline to financial independence, targeting age 55 instead of 59 and a half. Their household income is about $161,000 from a W-2 job. The cash flow is about $12,000 per month coming in and $11,000 per month going out, so basically break even. The liquidity, they roughly had around $200,000 between cash, stocks, and crypto. They had a mortgage, $385,000, locked in at 2.625%. Now, a couple of tools available that they had was a $110,000 HELOC and $17,000 on 0% promo credit cards. Now, their biggest leak were taxes, about $34,000 per year just going out the door. Now, the first strategy that we used was using a short-term rental property to create paper losses legally that erase W-2 income on their tax return. Here's how it works. First is the property qualification. The property has to be rented on average for 7 days or fewer, and you must materially participate. That means at least 100 hours of hands-on involvement and more time than anyone else, including cleaners or co-hosts. Second was a cost segregation study. So instead of depreciating the home over 27 and a half years, a study breaks it down into parts like appliances, carpet, electrical that depreciate in 5, 7, or 15 years, and that accelerates deductions into year one. And then we combine that with bonus depreciation. As of 2025, only 40% of that accelerated depreciation is eligible for bonus. That's down from 100% in 2022, but there are active discussions in Congress to bring it back to 100%. It may not pass, but it's worth tracking. With current rules, this still gave our client about $150,000 in deductions, which eliminated their W-2 income and triggered a $52,500 federal refund. If you're wondering, could this actually work for me? I'm hosting a free live masterclass where I'm going to go deeper into this exact playbook. I'm going to go through a bunch of different strategies. I'm also going to go through different ways of using other people's money to increase your investment portfolio as well. The link's below. You can join us and bring your questions. Now, the next part was enhancing their monthly cash flow. That same rental didn't just help them on taxes, it also brought in around $2,000 to $3,000 per month in net income. Now, besides the extra income, here's what we layered on top. The first was an S-Corp conversion. Their side hustle became an S-Corp. This let them split income between salary and profit distributions, cutting self-employment tax and saving around $7,500. The second was a cash balance plan. Think of it like a 401k but on steroids. They contributed $100,000 and saved another $7,500 in taxes, and now have faster compounding toward retirement. The third strategy was a QSE HRA, which is tax-free medical. With the small business health plan, they reimburse $9,600 of medical expenses tax-free, including dental, vision, and even braces. The fourth strategy was the Augusta rule plus kids on payroll. Their business rented their home 14 times that year at market rates, moving $7,000 into their personal account, and there's no taxes owed on that. They also pay their daughters $14,600 each for real work like admin, cleaning their office, etc., shifting income into the 0% tax bracket and funding both Roth IRAs. Combined, this added roughly $30,000 in annual net income without needing to grind harder or add complexity. Now let's talk about how they future-proofed everything. First is a Bitcoin rebalancing. Their portfolio was over 70% Bitcoin, and that's not necessarily wrong. In fact, I love the conviction here, but we capped it at 50% to reduce risk for now. And here's why. Bitcoin has asymmetric upside, and it could still 5x or even 10x in this decade, which is why I'm bullish on it, but too much concentration can hurt you on the downside. So we kept the upside while dialing down the exposure. Second, we have strategic Roth conversions. Since their taxable income was low from the depreciation, they converted traditional retirement dollars into Roth. This created penalty-free, tax-free withdrawals starting in 2029, 4 years earlier than the traditional 59.5 rule. The third strategy was smart use of debt. Rather than draining their portfolio for emergencies, they used 0% credit card offers and also opened up a securities-backed line of credit at about 3%. That kept liquidity available without touching long-term assets or paying high interest. Now, a lot of people think that this would take 40 hours a week to manage, and most of it was front-loaded, around 5 to 7 hours per week early on, and then it was systematized to a few hours per month. And a lot of people say, I'll look into this stuff later, but the truth is, strategies like this are very time sensitive. Bonus depreciation is already being phased out, tax brackets shift, interest rates rise, and you don't need to rush into anything blindly, but waiting too long often means that you're going to miss the window entirely. Sarah didn't have a crystal ball, she had a framework, and she took action when the numbers made sense. That's what made this difference. Not perfection, but execution. So let's sum it up. We have our tax refund from short-term rental depreciation at $52,500. We have a rental cash flow about $30,000 per year. We have payroll tax plus pension savings, $15,000. We have our QSE HRA reimbursements at $9,600. Augusta rule plus kids on payroll, $15,000. Entity structuring savings, about $8,500. Investment gains were around $6,000. That's roughly a $108,000 increase to the net worth in just 1 year with a clear plan moving forward. And again, if you're interested in going deeper on these exact strategies and how they may apply to you as well. I'm hosting a live masterclass. It's totally free to join. You can sign up below. Now, before we go, I want to know what part of your finances feels the most confusing right now, whether that's taxes, retirement, investing. You can drop them in the comments. I'm going to pick one each week and break it down in a future video. And if you got some value from this breakdown, you can hit the like button, share this with a friend, and subscribe. This channel exists to help people like you take control of your money and build real freedom. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.